So the youth groups in Abuja want both ministers out. What's your thoughts? Let's hear from you on Twitter. Oh, it's X now, formerly Twitter. Remember to use the hashtag Beyond 100 Days and tag at TVC News NG. Counter-terrorism specialist Olatubosun Abolarinwa joins me now for more on this conversation. Thanks for joining us on Beyond 100 Days. They say there are usually collateral damages during military operations, but this is one too many. It's perhaps the fourth airstrike resulting in significant civilian fatalities since 2017. And it's raised serious questions about the professionalism and competence of the Nigeria security architecture. Is it clear what the real problem is here?
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, the problem is just the same problem that emanates as a result of the insecurity situation that is enveloping the country. We shouldn't forget that the security agencies are only responding to existing problems. And there are various approaches to dealing with that, one of which is the kinetic approach, which is currently being deployed. Unfortunately, I don't think there is any technology in the world when it comes to offensive where we can isolate collateral damages from kinetic operation when it comes to insecurity. This type of error does occur at many places across the world. It's an unfortunate development and unfortunate loss of life while we are trying to protect life. But one thing we really need to come to terms with is that as long as we are using the kinetic approach, whether on land or from air, such collateral damages cannot be ruled out.
Well, it's hard to tell if this is standard practice because according to Daily Trust newspaper, we've had some 15 military airstrikes on civilian populations between 2014 and 2023. Some have put the figures to 425 lives lost just between 2017 and 2023. Are you saying that is the norm because we are fighting terrorism and banditry?
No, it's not the norm. I mentioned something about collateral damages. And another thing which I'm yet to mention, which I think I really need to also make clear, is that one of the things that is happening on the battlefield is when criminals, terrorists, or questionable characters who are fighting against the state are using civilian location issues to protect themselves. It's happening currently between the Palestinian and the Israeli defense. Is one of the reasons why the casualty is so high there. It's just because the Hamas are using the civilian as a shield. And I don't think it should be too early to rule the same thing in what is happening in Nigeria, what happened in Nigeria in 2007, and what is currently happening, what recently happened in Kaduna recently, which was very, very unfortunate.
Indeed.
But the reality of the matter we need to come to terms with is that the civilians, the populace, really have work to do by ensuring the authority.
I hear you, Mr. Bolariwa. You know, some have also called for a total overhaul of the nation's security architecture. If you can hear me, some have also called for a review of the military's rules of engagement and standard operating procedures. But I want us to quickly talk about the precision of air attacks. You know, they say there's a doctrinal deficit in fighting banditry and related crimes from the air with either drones or combat aircraft. Even in advanced societies, like you said, we've had enough casualties and a lot of, it's hard to tell the difference between the bad guys and civilians in that regard. How often should this be deployed, you know, in the fight against such crime back at home?
Hello?
I'm asking how often we should be targeting bandits from the air, you know, given the many casualties we've suffered in the past years.
Yeah. On the what is on ground, the reality of what is on ground. If there are issues that warrant military aircraft, don't forget that we cannot afford to avoid collateral damages, even if it's on ground assault on the insurgents. We have the issue of friendly fire, we have the issue of stray bullets and other stuff hitting where it's not supposed to hit, unfortunately. It's one of the results of warfare. It is unfortunate it is not supported, and the call for review of the rule of engagement with the military when it comes to this kind of thing is not really out of place too. But we just need to understand that we are facing unprecedented issues and various types of attacks that will actually warrant certain type of action as soon as the military is able to assess the situation on ground. So I will not want to be in a hurry to blame the lack of precision. I will want to urge the government to please give them enough equipment that can help with precision. Training and retraining is also something that we are also clamoring for now. There are new technologies in the world. Before we start flying and dropping bombs, let us train our men more on ground assault.
I hear you.
Reduce collateral damage and loss of lives.
Well, some would say it's not enough for the military to own up to the Kaduna killings. There are those who say they owe Nigerians an explanation as to what actually happened. Investigate, compensate, but also be accountable, particularly when this is perhaps the fourth attack of such nature we've had since 2017. Olatubosun Abolarinwa, counterterrorism specialist, thank you for joining us on the program this evening.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.